Welcome back, Geordies. Finally, something good to talk about. Not only did the Mackems lose 1-0 to Fulham, but followed up by a 2-1 win at St James's Park. Our first win over Pep in the Premier League since the takeover. Is everything looking rosy, or are we just papering over the cracks? Let's get into it. So to start off with, I want to park the result to one side, because coming into this game, off the run of form that we've had, this match was more about a performance than it was about a result. Even if we'd lost today or we got a draw today, this game was about a performance. It was about the players showing that they were capable, they were willing, and they had the desire to pull on that shirt and give everything for the badge. And honestly, as an overall, this is the first time this season, bar probably the Liverpool game for the rash challenge from Anthony Gordon, that I've actually seen the team come together and work like a unit. And the key points for this game I'll go through. We'll start with a match overview. A 2-1 result at St James's Park is a fantastic result in the Premier League against Man City. It's the first time we've done it against Pep in the Premier League since the takeover. And this Man City team is no pushover. Erling Haaland scoring goals for fun. I saw that in the international qualifiers, he scored 16 goals in 8 games. The guy is on fire. I believe he's got 14 goals in the Premier League already. And we managed to keep him quiet. Virtually no chances all game. One fantastic save from Nick Pope. And the other key standout would be Jeremy Doku. And Doku didn't have a sniff today. And Tino Livramento marked him out of the game. He looked shook. He looked like he didn't know what to do in order to find that space or create something up front. And that is testament to how we played today. I thought we were combative. I thought we were strong. I thought we were resilient. And it's what we expect from a Newcastle team. I don't mind if we lose to Man City. They're a great side, and I expect them to be right up there challenging for the title come the end of the season. But we do expect the players to pull on the shirt and give their all. And today, for the first time in a long time, I think they did. Now, Eddie mentioned in the pre-match press conference that he's tried a lot of different systems against Man City. And we've always struggled and we've always found it difficult to deal with what Man City have. And that's fair enough. They're a fantastic side. But the way we set up today, and mostly our backline, Tino Livramento, Lewis Hall, Malik Chow, Fabian Schär, all really good ball-playing defenders. All very progressive. The structure worked really well today. And sticking to the 4-3-3 and the whole Eddie being stubborn, this is the game to stick to that system, because we have to be combative. We have to stick to what we know. And in games where we're not going to hold possession and we're not going to dominate, and predominantly Man City are going to have most of the ball, this is where we do our best work. This system works so that we can counter so well. And I felt like the options out left and right, Harvey Barnes was fantastic. Jacob Murphy was fantastic. It left us in a position where for the first time this season, having Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall being able to press on and give that overload down one side allows us to be so progressive. It allows us to put the high press on. It's the first time I've seen us put the high press on this season and felt like we troubled teams, and we did it from the off. I mean, Harvey Barnes had a shot, I think it was less than 30 seconds in, where it could have been 1-0. And that system works really well when we don't have the majority of possession, when we are going to be the underdog in a game, and when teams come on to us and it leaves big open spaces in behind. And I have to say, as far as key players for this game, I would have to say Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall were absolutely fantastic today. And I know both of them are coming back from injury and they're not quite at full fitness or match sharp, but they were unreal. They were absolutely unreal. I mean, Lewis Hall, some of the touches, taking on players, moving us up the field, brilliant. And Tino Livramento being able to mark Jeremy Doku out of the game says it all. They've been raving about this lad for the last 3 weeks, about he's tearing teams apart and no one knows how to deal with him. And Tino today just showed every bit of quality that he has. And for me, showed why he should be the starting right back for England. But also, the midfield. I thought Sandro Tonali and Bruno were absolutely fantastic today. Bruno was creative. He offered us something going forward. Sandro was an all-round maestro, picking up balls in the midfield and trying to keep things moving. And I have to give a little caveat to Joel Linton. In games like this, and I know Joe hasn't been great the last few games, but in games like this, you really need somebody in there to be that bull in a china shop, to go in like a sledgehammer and just break the play up. And sometimes it is even just giving the free kicks away up the field and allowing us to regroup. And I thought this was probably the best performance I've seen from Joel Linton in a long time. And he was a bit of a battering ram. But there were key points in that game where he won balls, he won tackles, and he gave away fouls that we needed him to give away. So I thought he was really good. Again, Harvey Barnes, the finishing of Harvey Barnes, absolutely fantastic. That first half chance when it's an open goal and you see him put it wide and you just think, it's not going to be our day. But the finishes were fantastic. I thought overall he played really well. I was pleased to see him still in rather than Anthony Gordon coming back. And Jacob Murphy's delivery. Now, I don't want to touch too much on this, but obviously Alexander Isak's not having the best time. At Newcastle, half of his goals were from the delivery that he got and the chances and space that was created by the balls that were put in for him. And Nick Voltemade had 3 really good chances today, and 2 of which came from Jacob Murphy and 1 from Bruno, I think it was. But it's exactly the same thing. That early delivery, that getting out wide, that creating the momentum and the space for the striker to be able to come on and attack the ball. Jacob Murphy was absolutely fantastic today, not only playing a role at right wing, but even when he came back and played at left back. So I have to say, fantastic work to Jacob Murphy. Now I'd like to touch on our defensive resilience, because we hung on to this game, and most of the games so far this season, we've managed to go ahead and then we've let a lead slip and then we've lost it in injury time, or we've seen a late goal steal points away from us. And today was the first time I felt like this back 4 were absolutely fantastic, and I thought it was the right decision to bench Sven Botman and have Malik Chow and Fabian Schär play as the 2 at the back. And I thought they were great today. Malik Chow was absolutely A1 with every foot he put in, every tackle he made, every decision, every time he brought the ball out, even just buying us time and playing the ball back to Fabs. I thought defensively we were fantastic. And bearing in mind, I think it was at 80 minutes in, Man City had 85% possession. I thought we showed real grit and determination to see this one out. And a little caveat to Nick Pope, who I thought played really well today. And as much as I kind of wanted Aaron Ramsdale to come in and us to be able to play out from the back, that probably wasn't or wouldn't have been the right decision for this game against Man City. And he made some really key stops, especially the Erling Haaland shot that came off his chest. So fair play to Nick Pope for the performance he put in today. And really well done to our defence, who I thought were A1, absolutely A1 today. Now moving on to the midfield battle. I thought it was really key that we didn't allow Man City the space, the room to be able to create the way they normally do. And most of the time we forced them back into just playing out from the back. And although they were pressed really high on us, they were just moving the balls out to left and right. It's those key areas in between our defence and our midfield that we've been pulled apart by in so many games this season. And today was completely different. The way we shut down, we started that kind of mid-block, and it really helped us get a foothold in the game. And as much as Man City dominated us, they did dominate us for 90% of the game, it allowed us to be able to break forward in the way that we did. Having Bruno, Joe and Tonali be so regimented and so strict allowed us to break with Harvey Barnes or Jacob Murphy and give us that option going forward. And that's kind of where we come on to the big man, Nick Voltemade. And I thought Nick was brilliant today. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. This just shows that everybody says he's not a 9, he's not a 9, he's not a 9. And I kind of get it. He doesn't have the same style or presence of anybody we've kind of seen in the Premier League before. But he does have the talent and he does have the skill set. He got a header on target. He made Donnarumma get down and make the save. He had a chance where O'Reilly came across and he only had the left side of the goal to aim at, and I thought he was unlucky. He's a clinical striker, and I feel like today luck wasn't on his side. I'd say if those chances came against another team, another goalie, another defender, he's probably taken away a goal, if not two, from today's game. So I thought Nick played really well, and the way we set up allowed him space and freedom when we got forward. And the same thing, Jacob Murphy picking him out. You could see every time Nick is making the runs, he's in the right spaces, he's getting into the gaps. And we really threatened Man City today. It wasn't all, this wasn't a smash and grab. Realistically, I thought we held our own. I thought we created good chances today, and more chances than we probably have in other games. So it is a sign of good things to come, and there has to be some credit given. There's been a lot of criticism for Eddie, so there has to be some credit given today, and I thought he got it A1 with the tactics, with the lineup, with the team, even down to the substitutions. Lewis Hall needed to come off. His race was run. Harvey Barnes needed to come off, and I thought we were going to bring Murphy off and then shuffle Tino into left back and maybe put Fabian Schär out at right and Botman in the middle, or one of the two. But the decision was right to go to the back five and shut this game down when we did, because we didn't have anything left in the tank up front, and we weren't going to offer going forward in the way that we did in probably the first hour of the game. We are not physically capable. I don't think there is a Premier League team that's physically capable of high pressing Man City for 90 minutes. So I thought Eddie got it A1 today, and I think there needs to be a lot of credit given to him for it. So most of all, can we carry this form forward? Can we take this into the next game in the Champions League, where I'm sure we'll be all right? It's a tough game to go away to Marseille, but I'm sure the guys will be up for it. But can we carry this into the next game away at Everton, where I think they've got a great setup? David Moyes is doing a really good job there, and they've got some key players, Njai and Jack Grealish, playing really well for Everton. I think there'll be a real tricky team to play away from home, and this is something that we really need to carry good form and some momentum into in order to push us up the table, progress, and start to build some momentum before we start to get into this heavy schedule of fixtures. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know in the comments who you thought were the standout players. If you agree that Tino and Lewis Hall offer us that, what we've been missing in the way we get forward, in the way we progress, and the way we can shut teams down. And also, let me know what you think about whether we should stick to this formation when we play our next game against Everton away, or whether you think we should change it up. Whether you think we should start to sit somebody deep, or play a double pivot in the middle, or play people as a 10. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. If you've liked the content, be sure to sub, be sure to give me a like. Get involved in the fan debate. It was an incredible weekend of football. I'll probably do a video after the weekend's been to touch on the overall, because there were some interesting things going on in the Premier League this week. But hopefully, guys, I'll see you in the next one.